Hey, so we're going to look at programmatically pulling your Shopify theme files. If you want to do like some kind of automation or whatnot, you don't want to do it through the CLI, and you want to be able to like just run a command that pulls all the theme files, augments them, whatever you want to do, and then later on you can go over how to reinsert them. But right now, just pulling all of the theme files programmatically one by one through the Asset API. So that's what we're going to go through real quick. Right now, I just have an empty folder with only a .env file because I don't want to show you my access keys. But yeah, so let's start from scratch real quick. So that's gonna be, let's get the integrated terminal right there. So we're gonna open up our terminal. We're gonna do npm init. That's gonna do our whole packages, all that stuff that we don't really care about other than the package.json file. Then we're gonna install wait and .env, just like that. Sweet. And we'll add a script real quick for, yeah, just like that. Start node index.js, and then of course we're going to add that index.js file right there. So I'm going to paste the code right here that we're going to be using, and I'm going to explain what it does real quick. So I'll have, wherever you're viewing this, I'll have it linked for a little GitHub repo or whatnot where you can pull this from and use it. And then you can tweak it for your project, whether you're running a full server or you actually just want some scripting stuff. This will be what you use. But let's go over it real quick. So all of this is imports, .env, wait, and then some stuff to be able to use files because we're going to actually download the theme into our folder temporarily. Delete it later if you want to. And then right here, this is all my stuff from the env file, which is shop, access token, and theme ID. And then this is the initial Asset API request. So the Asset API with Shopify is somewhat deprecated. They prefer you don't use it, but there's cases where you can't get around it. So this is more for if you're doing a custom app or a single store solution, or if you're building a public app that is going to require the Asset API and you think Shopify will approve it. I know I'm working with one right now where I'm going to have to make sure I can get around that. But what this request does is it pulls every available file by a theme ID. So it requests that Asset API by the theme ID and then gets every file, of course, through access token in the header. So then what we're going to do is going to parse that into JSON. We're going to make a folder, or actually we're going to reference our folder, my theme, like that. So that's the theme we're going to stick it into. And then what we're going to do is iterate through every possible file in that theme. And we're going to make the direct request through the Asset API, which is going to be this URL right here, to themes, theme ID, assets.json, which is the same as this, except we're going to have a query that says we want this specific file. And we're going to do that for each file. We're going to parse it, and then we're going to stick it into our folder under the correct file name and folder name, which is some of this stuff right here. It'll put like assets in your theme under the asset folder, template folder, and so on. And then it'll wait right here to avoid hitting Shopify's API rate limits. But yeah, that is basically what all of this does, and you don't have to know that other than to implement it in whatever you're doing. So if we run it real quick, npm run start. Okay, so it started, and we'll see as soon as it makes a few requests. Oh, I want to save that, huh? Sorry. There we go. Save that. And now run it again. Of course, you have to debug some things. Yeah, that's a good thing to know. We want this type to be module, not common.js. Run this one more time. There we go. So right now it's looping through every file in that theme, and it's downloading all of it. And you'll see that it's doing this under the assets file, and it'll do that programmatically in each folder. And the point of all of this is that you're temporarily holding your theme, and then you can go in and make edits to files. So if you wanted to do something like slim down a theme, like make sure every time a new theme is published or something like that, you maybe minify all the CSS, or if you want to make sure things are tweaked or just look through a file for security things, anything of the sort, you can do this, download every theme file, and go through it all, and then re-upload it. So yeah, if you want to see more in this kind of I don't know, vein of thought, let me know, and let me know if you use it. See ya.